The story begins in spring, right when the students are entering high school, and among them is Soichiro Sato, a typical arrogant kid who has the protagonist syndrome because he thinks he is special. On his first day at a new school, he announces that he is an esper, that is, he has psychic abilities, and to demonstrate this, he decides to show a trick with bending a spoon with his mind. He hopes that this fact will make him popular and arouse the interest of the girls. However, his ability to bend spoons turns out to be a cheap trick, and in fact, he proved to be a clown who causes the class to laugh. Our dude certainly did not expect that he would even be laughed at by the teacher, and in the end, he completely ruined his reputation. But still, he got some popularity among girls, but some dumb ones, because to be surprised by this trick is what you have to be. Now his classmates address him with the new nickname Spoon, but he tries his best to ignore them, torturing his brain why he should socialize with these dumbasses. But suddenly he realizes that they're only mean to him because they don't know how to behave with superior people like him. So he decides to give them a Joker-like smile, letting them know that he doesn't give a shit about their jokes. But he soon realizes that it's better to be his honest self and react appropriately rather than act like a clown. Fatty started having a hard time climbing the stairs, so he asks Soichiro to make him fly, but the protagonist let him know not to mess around. Another classmate advises him to join a magic club from their school, which makes Soichiro tired of explaining that he's not Gary Potter, and SB isn't magic, and he's so bummed out that he even punches Fatty. But suddenly he had a ray of hope, because he heard his classmates talking about some SP club in their school. So to assure himself, he found out from his teacher that such a club really exists. Hearing this, our dude started to fantasize about how the members of this club would freak out at his abilities. Soichiro was just about to find the SP club office, but before entering, he realized that there is no guarantee that the members of this club really believe in SP, and that they are on the contrary some charlatans who want to remove any claims about ESP. So he decides to observe them first. Suddenly he runs into 3 gigachatas, who thought he was one of the members of the club, aggressively asking where Koizumi is to avenge his hand. But our hero is not in the know. He was about to get hit in the head, but out of nowhere appears that Koizumi helps him to get out, and together they start to run. In running Soichiro is a professional, as in school. He ran at the speed of light, but he forgot that he hurt his knee and can no longer run. Koizumi comes up with a genius idea to climb on the roof of the school. However, the enemies are already behind them, so the girl, forgetting that she's in a skirt, climbed to the edge, causing the dude to see her bumper. But strangely enough, the girl offers him to jump together, assuring him that it will be fine. The protagonist was a bit shocked, since it is literally suicide, predicting that she may be a spy who removes SP, for they are dangerous. Seeing that it's not so easy to convince, the girl admits that she is Esper. Only a normal person in this situation would trust and jump off. But who says our protagonist is normal? He doesn't even understand how he had the courage to agree. Koizumi tied his hand and told him not to let her go, and then they jumped off, and Soichiro apologized to his parents in case he didn't wake up. So they're on their way to crash into the ground, and our dude panics and asks if she has the ability to levitate or something, to which she calmly says she can't. The ground was getting closer and closer, so he lost all hope of being rescued, imagining the news saying they were dead. And while he kept yelling like a girl, Koizumi's psychic powers managed to help him land brightly, which caused a small commotion, but luckily his stupid classmates didn't suspect anything. Meanwhile, our protagonist loses consciousness and wakes up on Koizumi's thighs. Because of this, he is so excited and embarrassed that he accidentally hit her head. But surprisingly, she didn't even get knocked out and even asks for forgiveness. It turns out her ability is invulnerability, so she doesn't care about any wounds or injuries without dying. Mega Brain protagonist with difficulty but understands but wonders why he also survived. The secret is that when she holds someone's hand, he also becomes indestructible. In other words, protects them. And to show it, she hit him with a cobblestone. Be prepared that he won't be hurt. The girl offers to go back for the briefcases, since it's already late. However, Soichiro is freaking out because of those losers. He started to realize that maybe they are secret agents who prey on people like them, hysterically thinking that the government has taken over their heads. To calm the goofball, Koizumi decided to tell her how it really is. It all started a few days ago, when those losers approached her and offered to hang out together. But she firmly refused them. He did not expect such a refusal, so he decided to show her what he does with those who refuse him, but broke his hand on her face. When Soichiro found out how it was, he realized how much he exaggerated everything. Koizumi tells him all sorts of typical girl stuff along the way, but the only question on his mind is how to tell her that he's Esper too. But suddenly those losers who are still looking for where that sound came from come across their path. No matter how hard he tried to hide, they still saw him. So he thinks it's cool to prove them wrong about Esper. Koizumi was ready for a fight to break out. But when one of the losers saw Koizumi, his heart just broke from her beauty. Our hero realized that they could embarrass him in front of the girl by telling her how he screwed up with that cringe trick with the spoon. So he agreed with the fatty to buy him some food if he kept his mouth shut. However, when they got back, the fatty guy didn't keep his promise and started telling Soichiro's secret. He couldn't stand it and gave him a spin kick, just like an MMA fighter, worried that this banter would never end because of people like him. But in the end, another loser told that cringe situation to the girl. So Soichiro was consumed with rage and was ready to knock him out. But Koizumi saved the loser with her telepathic ability, causing our dude to hit his arm. After that, he revealed that to her that he is also Esper. And maybe it's fate. But Koizumi doesn't believe it since the losers said that he is actually a damn magician. But it turns out that the situation with the magician was just a dream of a protagonist who fell asleep on his desk. So he was called to the teacher's lounge where the teacher let him know that he understood how hard it was for him to be Esper. But it turns out he was just goofing around and sent our dude to clean the windows as punishment. The angry Soichiro realizes that he didn't get a chance to tell Koizumi about his powers. But that doesn't mean he's giving up. On the contrary, he wants her. And who wouldn't want a cute girl like her? Suddenly he notices a typical sucker who unluckily accidentally crashes into that gang of gigashades. However, they notice him and start running after him to kick his ass. However, the fat guy screws up the exit with his fat. Meanwhile, Soichiro runs away with all his legs and breaks into the new Chan of this manga, and our dude immediately notices that she's hot, and she repaid him by slamming his head into the ground. Meanwhile, the gigachads have caught up with him and are thinking about how to punish him. But the Chan tells them to leave the guy alone, since they're not done yet, and the guy plans to run away while they're in conflict. The girl waits for him to apologize to our dude, who refuses, claiming she has a victim complex. This response spilled her the hell out of her a bit, insistently asking to leave them alone. However, Gigachad does not allow such an attitude to himself, therefore decided to deal with her. However, the chain broke it, without even squinting at him. That's exactly what I'm doing to those who didn't put a like to this video. The rest of them, seeing that she's not to be trifled with, ran away like cowards. Our dude suspects that she might be an Esper too, but it's too late for him, as she's about to beat him to a pulp, and starts counting down. 3, 2, 1. Our protagonist thinks of nothing but asking what that psycho power was, which she didn't expect him to believe her. But after finding out that he's an Esper too, she decides not to kill him. She asked him what type of Esper he is, telekinesis or telepathy, but the guy has no idea what she's talking about. and told her that one thing he knows for sure is that he can bend something, so he decided to show her his delicious spoon trick. Yeah, this guy doesn't learn from mistakes. The girl was watching him with a brew face the whole time, and when our clown finished his cringe trick, she couldn't stand it and fucked him. Oh well, that's it. If you really want to see a sequel, then show what you are capable of with likes and subscriptions to the channel.